Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Hearthstone deck spotlight. My name is Tommy Wave, and today we'll be taking a look at Kyten's Kelesethpionage Rogue, which is definitely the hardest word I've had to try and say this week. Deck comes to us from Kyten, who we've covered a couple of decks before. I believe they were all rogue decks, so a bit of a rogue head over here. And what they've got for us is an interesting take on, I guess, the current tempo rogue archetype, the Faldori Stridery rogues, as opposed to the odd rogues out there. If you haven't seen those decks before, usually very lean 1-drops, followed into Prince Keleseth as a 2-drop, and Keleseth's really going to try and buff up a lot of our 3, 4, and 5-drops here. You play a lot of the premium cards in the deck, you know, Hench Clan Thug, SI7s, Elven Minstrels, Faldori Striders, and the great 5-drops, Vile Spine Slayer, Leroy, that kind of stuff. So we're really going to be mid-ranging it up quite a lot, trying to get a lot of spiders in the deck, and then we're going to play cards like, you know, sprint with prep to draw a bunch, try and get some more spiders in there. We've got augmented LX as well to shuffle some more spiderinos in there, and in general it's just a great mid-range deck that can grind your opponent out because you're constantly vomiting spiders into play. Usually the deck plays 2 Elven Minstrels, which is another great grindy card. You make sure you find your Vile Spines, make sure you find these Mossy Horrors, these high impact cards, and just try and get your opponent dead kind of in those, you know, turn 5, 6, 7, or maybe even longer if they actually do a bit of controlling. Now, the way that what Kyten's done to kind of change the deck is we've got a one-of Academic Espionage in the deck, and we've also got a Myra's Unstable Element. Myra's not being not going to be it's not too common in Tempo Rogue, but it can be seen. But I believe that the idea of this deck is, you know, we're going to play our game plan, do the Faldori Strider stuff, try and do as much as we can, and then in case the game goes long, we can Myra's to draw our entire deck, and then try and drop an Elec in play. If not, just raw, play an Academic Espionage, and we've got 10 cards left in our deck that we're going to try to kill our opponent with. So just a little bit of extra grind, a little bit of extra reach for the deck, try and RNG our opponent out. Obviously, I think Kyten kind of admits it in their write-up that, look, the deck is just is really fun with that element in there, with the Academic Espionage, with the Myras. And I think that from that, without playing it, I can probably agree. It looks pretty fun. And Tempo Rogue, we've played it before and we enjoyed playing it. So I think without further ado, we're going to jump into some games. We're going to try and play our Tempo Rogue game plan. But honestly, I really hope we have to fall back onto this Academic Espionage because it looks real fun and I've never cast the card before. So I'm really, really keen. So let's jump in.
You're back.
Okay, here up against the Priest, we do have the Keleseth. So I'll send back the Fungal Mance and of course the Saronite Chain Gang. Really want a Keleseth buff on that Chain Gang. I think we might send the Deckhand back as well. Deckhand doesn't match up very well against Northshire Cleric, which our opponent could very much have. And arguably it has more... It's more useful to us in the deck to get buffed by Keleseth. Okay. I'm not going to coin this Keleseth out. Instead, I think what we'll go for is the turn 2 Keleseth, possibly into turn 3 coin Elven Minstrel. Stock up on cards. We're very likely to Minstrel into another 4-drop. Very likely to Minstrel into another 4-drop, particularly a high impact one like Faldori Strider or Chain Gang the Chizzy Gizzler. Gilded Gargoyle, so this is probably Mind Blast Priest, would say.
There once was a man from Gilneas.
No 4-drops. I'll take the 2. So yeah, Gilded Gargoyle usually represents maybe Mind Blast Priest, but could be some kind of combo Priest. You know, you use the coin to do a lot of stuff with Shadow Reaper Anduin. Could be maybe some kind of combo priest as well, where they're trying to get the coins in order to like Mechathune off a bit earlier. Basically, no one's doing anything fair with the gun. Holy smite that they got with Shadow Vision. So maybe this is some kind of combo.
This guy's toast.
Job's done.
Combo deck could be Resurrect, like the Resurrect priest deck, where they're going to try and put a Valen into play. Play the Liax as well. Yeah, that's what it's looking like.
Unity, precision, cruelty.
So in Resurrect Priest with the could be the clone deck as well. That's for sure. DNUBIV.
Unity, precision, perfection.
Let me know if I'm saying that right. You definitely could be right. Though the Eternal Servitude kind of gives it off that it is in fact the Resurrect Priest.
Here we go.
But yeah, you could be right. Maybe we should have gone for the Hench Clan Thug there. If we don't think that we're going to be battling with the Mossy Horror. Sorry, if we don't think that we're going to be battling with our dagger very much soon.
Behold the glory
Lyra.
of the sun. Mushroom power!
We'll hold this Elemental as well, just as an easy combo enabler. We've got a board here. This might force a Psychic Scream from our opponent. That's a good hit for Shadow Essence. And this was created by Lyra. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Looks like it's going to be Vilespine today. Like they 100% don't have Psychic Scream, right? Because you definitely Psychic Scream this board. So I'm going to buff the deckhand in case they got Death and Decay off of the Lich King.
Here we go.
And if they were sandbagging, if any of these cards are Psychic Scream, our opponent's a genius. Our opponent played extremely well, extremely conservatively, and they'll get rewarded for it. What is it? You gonna do it? Oh, Spirit Lash with no spell power and Doom Pact. Interesting. We couldn't really play around Doom Pact. Got rid of a Spellstone.
Who goes there?
We still have another Vilespine in the deck, so once again I'll keep this Flame Elemental. He just lost a big win condition, losing both Mind Blasts. Ah, that's true. Yep, if he's playing the combo Resurrect Priest with like Valen and stuff like that. Absolutely. Now, he does still have the Holy Smites, right? He Shadow Visioned the one before. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What is this? Coin Holy Smite? Nothing. Well, this is lethal.
Here we go.
Right? 1, then this is 6, and this is 3.
Here we go.
Oof! Jeez. That was an interesting game. Our opponent on a interesting variation of the Resurrect Priest. Combo Resurrect Priest. Very interesting. Could also have been Cloning Gallery, some kind of shenanigans like that. We'll have to check out some of these combo priests, because it looks like they're shifting around. In the week that we took off, they're kind of doing some different stuff. But nice interactive game, and we didn't get to do our academic espionage. We were close, but still got the job done with the tempo rogue stuff. Let's do it again.
Back.
Okay, up against Warrior. Mossy Horror is quite good against Warrior, particularly if it's odd. It generally has a lot of targets, but we want to try and be proactive, really reduce the armor count, make it tough for our opponent to do stuff like Reckless Flurry. And of course we want to hit our Keleseth, so 4 shots at the Keleseth. Ziliax is good in that deck. Yeah, I like Ziliax, I really think is great in a lot of the Resurrect decks. I think it's a great thing to resurrect back against those aggressive decks. But like I was saying, it's just, I would think that if you're trying to play a more combo-centric version, like I'm trying to imagine the 30 cards in my head. I imagine you got to be sacrificing stuff to play it. Unfortunately, not a very good aggressive start here from us. We missed a 1-drop, didn't hit our Keleseth. Just kind of be doing some dorky augmented LX stuff.
Pain speak to me.
Go for the LX. If our opponent wants to do some shield slamming or something. Interesting, it is not odd warriors.
Defend the gates.
Interesting. Interesting indeed.
This guy's toast.
Yeah, really, the Acolyte of Pain and Militia Commander Warrior decks is a curious one.
Light the fuses!
Ooh, wow. Extremely good, good start for our opponent here.
Here we go.
This is definitely a matchup where we may need to rely on our academic espionage. Would love to see a Faldori Strider soon. Faldori Strider really opens this matchup up, because your opponent makes your opponent really start having to commit resources to answering your board. And when they're committing resources, they're losing resources for not your resources, because you get the spiders for free. It's usually pretty good. Indeed.
Unity, precision, primitive.
Not super happy or confident with this play. It does just get answered by our opponent's
Let the Pain, speak to
Even
me.
more draw. I think this is, if this is a death by the man's hand warrior, I think we could I think we can win as long as we, I think we will need to kind of sandbag this this Elec a bit.
Here
You know, try and maximize our value with Striders or with Academic Espionage. Kind of play it cool. Play it cool. This could be a good Dr. Boom turn.
Light the fuses!
Fortunately, our opponent's getting a lot of value out of like these Dynamatics. They're not using things like Shield Slam, and those are like the kind of important resources. I really don't want to, but I guess we'll Vile Spine it. And we're getting to the point where our opponent can play significantly more valuable things. So Vile Spining now is not great, but once again, just trying to buy some time, hit these higher, like these later game threats. There's the boom. What hero power have we got? Well, the Zappy Gun. The big Zapparino. What's our opponent thinking of playing? What do they got up here? They got the second Eternium Rover or something? Bots. So we can't even commit our Cold Blood to the
Here
board.
we go.
Maybe we should be playing the Leroy. Could have played Leroy, traded in our 2 Fireflies for the bots, got in some extra damage, just kind of done some stuff. But you know, maybe we need the Leroy for the reach. Our opponent got the Omega Assemblies. Gonna try and empty the hand. Got some Warbots. Garrosh. Okay, I mean, I'd much rather fight Garrosh than Dr. Boom. Like, our opponent's now no extra armor unless they've got the other shield block in the deck or something like that. And we have to deal 48.
There once was a man from Gilneas.
We'll hold on to this chain gang, I think. We don't want to give them any extra cleave value. Especially because we could put a minion in between it to
Here
goof
we
our opponent
go.
up. Goof that cleave up. We're getting to the point where we might want to consider not playing Keleseth if we draw it and waiting for the Academic Espionage.
Precision. Perfection.
Alright, we wanted to place the minstrel on the middle, not the outsides.
Here we go.
Alright. We did some stuff. Come on, deck. Give us a spider. So realistically, if our opponent has no Dr. Boom left, the major threats that we're looking for are Omega Assemblies, so 2 Omega Assemblies, possibly Lich King, pretty commonly played. We have seen some Control Warrior decks with Beryllium Nullifiers, but usually there's kind of like that 1 Lich King, the 2 Omega Assemblies, Dead Man's Hand, so potentially infinite value there with Dead Man's Hand.
I must choose.
Battle Rage for nothing? Battle Rage for nothing. I think we just attack
Here
him.
we go.
Don't play any minions or anything, and just give them a bit more value with the Shadow Maw. Value with the Cleave.
What now?
I've talked about before a lot of the times when we play Control Warrior that I don't like having Garrosh and Boom in the same deck. And even when we did play Garrosh and Boom in the same deck, we always had to keep in mind that we could Dead Man's Hand early. Like if you're playing the Control Warrior with just 1 Dead Man's Hand, that Dead Man's handing a Boom back into your deck early is really good, because you can play the Boom, then play the Garrosh when you draw it, then play the last Boom.
Here we go.
With our hand getting pretty full up, next turn we might consider just going like Leroy Cold Blood again. Just hit our opponent for a huge amount. You know, dagger one of the whelps.
Time passes.
Oh, there's the other Battle Rage, so now I kind of want to do it. That was the other thing I was like unsure of. Is like, oh, do you do it when they've got 2 Battle Rages in the deck?
Time's up. Let's do this.
Here we go.
I mean, we could trade a South Sea deckhand here. Maybe our opponent has to Blood Razor it, but they totally have like a Shield Slam or whatever. But they don't have any armor.
So
We'll see what happens here. This is like a curious. I'm very curious to see what happens here. I'm trying to think of what other answers our opponent has. Single target answers that require them to have armor. And they could just have shield block, shield slam. They could have just whirlwind or something like that. Oh, they could just attack face, of course. Yeah, they could just hero power. Yeah, my bad. So we're down a South Sea deck. Obviously, gosh, we should have thought a little bit longer about that. But okay, happy to upgrade our Daggeroni.
That belongs in a museum.
And the Harrison. Okay. Opponent with a pretty real play right there. They are going to burn a card though. No more Shadowmourn. We finally get to do the thing.
Welcome to my web.
Here we go.
I'm almost out
Good
of
burn.
cards.
It's a real good burn. It's one of the cards that really answers our spiders quite well. No Omega Assemblies played yet. Let's see what our opponent has.
Time passes.
Got six out of 15 cards in the deck are spoilers. And we have, by committing this to the board though, we don't have another one left in the deck, so our Academic Espionage is only going to be for 10.
What now?
Top 10 anime battles against a strong tower. Interesting. Maybe no Dead Man's Hand. Maybe they're trying to get a specific kind of amount of Dead Man's Hand things into the deck. But I would think you'd want to shuffle in a...
I must choose.
Shield Slam. Yay. And there is the Espionage. Okay, do we want to play this Academic Espionage now? Or do we want to wait until we draw Myras? And Keleseth. I think we'll wait.
I'm out of cards.
Because it also goofs with our ratio of spiders. Putting 10 more cards in the deck means we only have 5 in 23. Whereas right now we have 5 in 13. It's a pretty massive difference. If we draw our Myras, we can definitely go ham. We only have 8 non-spider cards left in our deck. We'd have 7, so we could coin, like deckhand, coin, prep Myras, Academic Espionage. Probably even Keleseth after that.
I must choose.
Flood that board with Brood. Yes, we don't want to flood too hard. Like, we don't want to hit all 5 of our spiders right now, because that makes it for a very good brawl. What's the other shield slam? All the shield slams are gone. Okay. How many spiders we got? 0. That's the Myras though, so can we go off? There are 5 spiders in the deck, so 7 actual cards. So if we prep Myras, we will draw all the actual cards. But then we'll put all the spiders into play, and we might want to not do that.
Here we go.
Yeah, I think because our opponent has played 0 brawls, right? Yep, there's one. So if we had done what we were talking about before, obviously we'd have all our spiders in play, we would have just lost them. Vile Spine.
I'm out of cards.
Excellent. So we'll Strider this turn.
Welcome.
So if they board clear, we're going to get another
Here
full...
we go.
We're going to be fully restocked on spiders. And then that turn we will Academic Espionage Keleseth. Oh my gosh, are we going to get comboed out? Oh my gosh. That was cool. That is the coolest thing I've seen today. Mechathune Warrior with Boomship Malagos Mechathune Whirlwind as the win con. That was really cool. Oh well, we got dunked, but happy to get dunked by such a cool combo. Let's see if we can get another one.
Watch your back.
Okay, here against the Hunter. We'll keep the Argent Squire. Nice proactive 1-drop to start meddling with our opponent's plans. We might keep the Minstrel too. Especially on the coin, the Minstrel is just very, very useful at finding our pieces. Is one less draw for a Keleseth? You know, and maybe it's possible we should have sent it back. I mean, this gets rid of 2 charges of a candle shot, which isn't the worst thing. He is not Odd Hunter or anything like that. I think we could probably expect Death Rattle Hunter generally. Lead our dagger up for our Hinged Clan Thug.
To my side.
Misha. Now I think we'll just go for back to SI.
This guy's toast.
We're running pretty low on combo enablers, so this coin's gonna have to get going. This game sucks. Hashtag negativity only. No, only positivity up in here. Only positivity.
Hey,
What you got for
lights
me?
out.
Low roll.
Here we go.
See what this provokes out of our opponent. There's the Hunter's Mark. Okay. What's the follow-up? Zero power? Secret? Okay.
Who goes there?
Here we go.
Really low roll?
Last.
Oh, that's real bad.
This guy's toast.
I was like, meh, could be freezing, could be explosive, could be some kind of snake. Dogs. Kill command. My gosh. Opponent real low on resources. The fact that they didn't have a spellstone there may mean that it's a rough,
Hey, lights out.
hybrid hunter draw. And then I tap my bigger guy and he allows me to hurt the other guy and win the game automatically. I mean, our opponent also like did kind of nothing for 30 turns to set that up. Okay, interesting. Okay. We got a game.
Truth is found in death.
Alright, feeling pretty good about that. Next turn we can Faldorai and Elven Minstrel. And if our opponent is on the try to build a beast every turn plan, I think that just a very good throughput turn like that is going to help us. Maybe instead now we go for Ziliax, so that we keep our Mossy Horror in play. No, we really want to
Welcome to my way.
There
stop
once
pushing
was a
things.
man from Gilneas.
Because now it's like we still have a reasonable board. Now our opponent still has to like find another kind of anchor to slow this game down. Am I getting hyped for the GP? I am. I mean, I'm not. I don't know. I usually try to. Jeez. I usually try and stay pretty chill. Pretty chill. Ping Blast as well. I think this will be the deck that people talk about. Sure. So probably Ziliax here. I guess we could go for Fungal Man. But I think Ziliax chain.
Unity, precision, perfection, purity.
If that should be your turn to get ready.
Nice high life total. Lots of stats in play. Opponent's going to need some real specific answers. I tend not to get too hyped for the GP. I'm excited because I think the limited format's really interesting. I love seeing all the judges from around Australia. Oh my gosh. That's a good rip, hey. Just the two secrets. So we already saw both Wandering Monsters. So I assume that those two would be freezing and explosive. Could also be some kind of snacky snack. But we got there. Once again, just kind of tempo roguing them out. So we'll take a look at the deck from Kyten here. I think it's really good. I think the academic espionage part of the deck is actually really fun. We had some interesting choices there in that second game against the Warrior. Unfortunately, we picked it wrong. It was a combo Mechathune Warrior combo deck, as opposed to what we thought it was, which was just kind of a Dead Man's Hand control-y Warrior. I guess the fact that they didn't play Dead Man's Hand at the end when they were in fatigue probably could have tipped us off, but you know, we didn't know that they only had the one Brawl in there. But yeah, the deck is great. I think if you're a tempo rogue player, or an odd rogue player, and you've got a lot of these pieces, which you probably will, a lot of them go in both decks, and you want to just try something different, something a little bit fun, definitely pick up this deck. If you are watching on YouTube, all the links are down in the description, including a link over to the Hearthstone deck article, which jump over there, give the deck a +1, because Kyten has mentioned that they will give a mulligan guide and a game strategy guide once that deck reaches 20 plus upvotes. And I'd love to hear what they think the mulligan choices for this deck are. You know, they're the creator, they know better than anyone else. But all the links are down there in the description, including a link over to Twitter as well. Best place to catch me at Tommy_Wave. And until next time, stay safe, stay wavy, and yeah, just don't die to Mechathune combo out of Warrior. Bye! I hope you enjoyed that video. check out other ones over here, or come subscribe to the Wave Pool for more excellent times.